In this tutorial, we'll go over how to add domain messaging in the LibKey Nomad++ admin module and review the different customization options. After you've signed into the admin module at admin.thirdiron.com, select Domain Messaging, then click on the blue button to add a new rule. I'm going to create a rule for the New York Times, so let's give our rule a simple name. Next, we have to specify where we want this rule to activate. You can choose to have your rule activate on an entire domain, a subdomain, or just on a specific web page. If you choose exact matches only, then your rule will only activate on the exact domain or URL that you've specified. For example, if I choose exact matches only here, then my rule will only appear on the New York Times homepage and not on any specific article pages. So I'm going to leave this checkbox blank. Next, you can choose some logical considerations for the circumstances in which you want your message to appear. When we refer to a content link, we mean the full text links that LibKey Nomad adds to scholarly websites, such as download PDF or article link. Those are content links. So there might be scenarios where you only want your message to appear if there's no full text available. Or there may even be a situation where you want your message to replace the content link. For our purposes, we want our message to show up no matter what. So I'm selecting Display Rule in addition and regardless of a content link. The authentication consideration tells LibKey Nomad whether or not to take into account the user's authentication status. For this rule, it doesn't matter whether or not the user is on-site or remotely authenticated. So we'll go with user is or is not authenticated to this domain. Now I can write my message. Access to the New York Times is available from the library on another platform. You don't have to provide a link, but that wouldn't be very helpful here. And an authentication loop would just prompt the user to remotely sign in and loop them right back to the same page. So that's not much use here either. I'm going to add a custom link to redirect users to my library's New York Times access. You can add any URL here, so you could add a proxied link to a specific database, a link to a record in your library management system or database list, or to an informational page with instructions on how to access the resource. For the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to link to ProQuest. The link text should be a concise call to action. Avoid adding too much text for the link label, and instead use the message to communicate any necessary information. And that's it. After we save the rule, all we have to do is refresh LibKey Nomad in our browser, and then we'll be able to see the new rule immediately. To refresh Nomad, simply click on the Nomad icon in your browser's toolbar. Users don't have to do this. The rule will automatically update for all users within 1 hour.